Howdy folks, welcome to episode 3 of Selection Night with Shepp Thommo. Brought to you by station sponsor Viva Teamwear, which is the most comfortable sporting clothing available. As you know, we're looking for Shepp Thommo's Club Legend of the Year. The winner will get a nice little prize pack from show sponsor Rebel Sport, plus the recognition and honour and the prestige of the award that comes with this show. We'll be having a local legend on the show soon, so stay tuned. If you're listening in live and want to participate in the show, please go through our Facebook page. And of course, if you like the show and you want to spread the love, please let your mates know. Listen, like the page, and get on board. And, you know, we've got the different platforms, Spotify, Google Podcast, Breaker, Apple, and it's all through Anchor. So, good evening, Thommo. Got a big show tonight.
G'day, Shepp. How you going, mate?
Very
good to see you again for another week.
Yep.
We've got a big show tonight. Our special guest in the studio, Joey Shyti from the Modbury Vista Soccer Club.
Welcome, Joey.
How you going, guys?
Very good.
Good to have you along, mate. And we'll be doing our normal stuff as well. The SL2 Under-18 and Women's Football, Amateur Aussie Rules, Hills Footy, Regional Footy, the poll, the District Cricket Club Hussey Review poll.
Some legs, that one.
It is. And we're going to have another look at how to keep your better half on board.
Yes, that's quite important.
Oh, always important. We've got to touch on that every week, I think.
That's right. So welcome, Joey, to the show.
Thanks for having me.
No worries. Thanks for coming along.
No worries.
So Joey's the original first-team goalkeeper for Modbury Vista State League 2 team.
Yep.
Unfortunately, in round 1, you had a bit of a run-in with an impromptu meeting with the opposition player, was it?
Yeah, in the first minute of round 1 against Vipers. Not ideal.
No.
Nah.
And it was it turned out to be a good game, that one. I was watching that one on the Facebook stream, and it looked like you copped it from an odd angle. It looked like the ball was coming in from
it came in from the left, but it was more getting my foot stuck in the ground. So from there, bit of a twist, crack. There goes my knee, didn't really realise what I did at the time.
Yeah.
From there, continued to play for another 60 minutes, which probably wasn't smart. Yeah, so I had bone fractures, MCL sprain, bleeding in the knee.
You made a couple of great saves after then too.
Yeah, it wasn't easy to make those saves. I definitely felt it straight away. Yeah.
Did you have any pain relief straight away, Joey, or
after the game?
Yeah, no, I mean during the game, so you
not
could continue.
Really.
No,
half time. Our trainer Susie restrapped my knee, so it's just a forward and back movement. But in the end, it's very soft inside, so any movement just got me straight away.
Oh, mate.
Yeah.
Tough to play through. Well
done. So, and then it came to the 70th minute. I twisted it again, we went click, fell to the ground and said, nah, I can't get back up. That was it for me. The season in 60 minutes, 70 minutes.
Yeah, bugger.
No good, mate.
And it's been a rebuilding year for the club too, with a lot of young new players on board.
Yeah, fresh team. Ben Dale's come in to a tough position to build a new team. He's done really well to bring in a lot of young players and give them, I think nearly half the team has had their first starting matches for senior football, which is good for them.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's a well-renowned coach too with
definitely
quite a good record. So what clubs did you play for as a junior?
As a junior, actually, I started at my first club. I was 9 or 10 years old. I was actually called NAB.
Right.
And that was Eastern United. So where Eastern United plays now, that used to be called NAB a long time ago.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, from there, went to Metro Stars, did some juniors there. From there, pretty much played up until I was about 14, 15, and then went to Blue Eagles when I was 15, and that's when I really started to take my football seriously.
Yep.
So at 15, I debuted for first team,
Yep.
NPL, which was huge. It put me straight in the spotlight.
Yeah,
well done.
That's a big club too.
Yeah, I think it was against Parry Hills.
Yeah.
Massive game. I actually got man of the match.
Oh, well done.
Yeah, at 15, 16 years old, it was massive. It was massive for me. So, and from there, that's when I really started to train hard. And
And being a keeper as well, it's tough to make the progressions because if you're the third best keeper in the team, you're playing in the third best team. Whereas if you're the third best midfielder in the club, you're in the top team.
you're in,
right?
exactly.
So
Never thought of it like that.
Yeah.
Not coming from a soccer background myself.
No, well, it's the same for wicket keepers and catchers
true.
in baseball.
Yeah, very true.
And I'm an old wicket keeper, old goalkeeper, and had the same hurdles in front of me.
Yeah.
So I definitely appreciate that.
Yeah.
So did you have a peculiar story to get up into the first team? Was there...
So, Gino, which was their first team keeper for Blue Eagles since he was 15, 16, to keep his first team spot until his late 30s.
Right.
So he's been there. He's a club legend for Blue Eagles. We'll probably talk about that later.
Sure.
And he definitely pushed me. He told me, he's like, you're young.
Yeah.
I can see your skills. Just go for it. And then when I got the spot on the first team, I just went for it. So that was good.
Oh, that is good. And,
Yeah.
and having that voice at the back there is one of the big drivers too. I think a lot of the other members in the team don't appreciate the voice that comes with that type of role too.
Yeah,
correct.
definitely. It's a lot of stress. A lot of people don't actually understand that as a keeper, there's a lot of hard work and a lot of mental stress that goes in training, on the pitch, in the games.
Yeah.
And the difference between a good goalkeeper and a great goalkeeper is how they apply that to the game, how they handle that stress in the back line. Every single goal that gets conceded goes through that keeper. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Every single goal.
And you can see every single play panning out in front of you as well.
Every single play, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
You got to have the defensive mindset and an attacking mindset from there.
Yeah.
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 So I guess working with the coach too is important, not just getting what the coach wants out of you, but also him telling you the direction that he wants the team to go in.
Yeah,
And
definitely. It all starts from the back, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Especially in this modern football. It starts from the back, it starts to build up.
Yep. And so as a goalkeeper, do you prefer to see 3 in front of you or 4? As a biased question, as with my soccer coach's hat on.
4 has always been stronger for me because if they move to one side, the right back pushes up, 3 come across. If you do it right, you've always got 3 plus that extra one that's pushing on their player. So 4 has always gone well for us.
Yep.
So I think I'll go with that.
Yep, cool. So continue your journey. So you're at the Blue Eagles there for a while. You were in the
Blue
first
Eagles.
team.
I was in the first team, and from there I was with Adelaide United, the youth team, for a couple months. And that's when I was 16, and that's when I was really pushing it, pushing my training, and but unfortunately that year, the reserves team got dropped at Adelaide United,
right?
For budget or I'm not sure. So then from there, I went back to Blue Eagles.
Yep.
And then I went to Olympic a year later. Had some really good experiences there with their first team and like awesome club. And from there, the under 18s coach Yanni Stammer invited me to Adelaide Victory, where he was State League 2.
Yep.
And I gave it a shot. I had a full year of first team football. My first year, we made the finals.
Yep.
And won the championship.
Nice.
State League 2, got the club promoted.
Well done.
With a brand new team.
Yeah,
so
nice.
brand new team, and for me that was the best year of football for all my life. We always got together.
Yep.
Win, loss, draw, it doesn't matter. We're always behind each other.
Yep.
And in the end, we actually won the championship.
Yeah.
So I got that under my belt.
Nice.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
awesome year. Thanks, mate.
A lot of players can play many different sports without ever winning.
Yeah, and I've got that. So
yeah.
Oh, so good, man.
Yeah, cool. And then you've come to Modbury Vista from Olympic?
From LA Victory.
Yep.
Yeah. So my little brother plays under 18s, Antonio Shyti.
Yep.
He's a centre back there. And we kind of just had a chat. And Modbury Vista is a very local club to me. It's just around the corner.
Yep.
And I know that they're inspiring to be a big club
Yep.
in the northeastern suburbs. So I pretty much had a meeting with Benny Dale.
Yep.
Straight away, we connected. We're like, yeah, let's do it. Let's sign. Had an awesome preseason, and unfortunately did my knee.
Yeah.
I'll be back. So I'll be back one day.
Oh, I'm excited to hear that. As
Yeah,
are all the
I'll
people at
definitely be
Modbury,
back.
That's for sure. Yeah, absolutely. And have you got? So we have been touching on nicknames over the last couple of episodes. Have you had nicknames over the years? Have you got a nickname that you want to share with us?
People just call me Joey.
Yep.
Joe. It's never really gone anything more than that.
Yeah.
Yeah. My real name's Joseph.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but Joe's easy.
Yep.
Go with that, yeah.
We tend to westernise things a little bit.
Yeah, we do.
Don't we?
Put the E on the end.
Yeah. Yep. So you got your operation coming up in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
You're gearing up, ready for that.
Yeah. So I've been doing a lot of training at the gym. I've been every single night. I'm trying to strengthen my knee. So the stronger your hammies are, your drivers are before.
Yep.
It will definitely help with the recovery. So.
Right. And you've come to the show tonight straight from the gym.
Yep. Yeah. Definitely straight from the gym.
No, cool. And one thing that I think is really important in a lot of local sporting clubs is when some players from the first team put back into the club, and you're doing that by running goalkeeper training at Modbury Vista, which has been going well from all reports I hear.
Yeah, really well. We're about 8 or 9 weeks in. Tuesday nights I take the junior goalkeepers, and every week I'm seeing them improve. And for the biggest thing for me is ever since you're young keepers need confidence straight out the bat. If they go into the park on game day without no training, no one behind them, no skills, they're going to lose concentration and they're not going to have the confidence to go out. So I think we're 8-9 weeks in now and they're just starting to get better every week. So it's looking really good. Yep. Hopefully they're liking it, which I think they are.
I reckon they keep coming back.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing.
And how are the results looking at Vista?
They were a bit all over the shop, a little bit.
Yeah. It's look, they're very close games.
Yeah.
Some of the games, I'm surprised they didn't even come away with the 3 points. But every week they're getting better, the boys.
And you said they're a young group as well.
Young,
so,
man. Yeah, young. Like I'm talking, some of them are 16, 17, going up against proper senior players that have been playing for a long time.
There hasn't been any real blowouts in the scores, I've got to say.
No, nothing crazy.
No, I've been keeping an eye on things.
How's the keeper that's taken your spot, mate?
Costa,
how's he going?
He's doing good. He, I know him vaguely from previous years.
Yeah.
He's an awesome guy, top bloke. And especially us, the game on Saturday, did some quality saves, keeping
Excellent.
the boys in the game. So
that's
been good.
Was he the reserves keeper that came up, or did we bring him?
So Benny brought him in from West Adelaide.
Right.
I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
Deegan is our reserves keeper, which is doing really good. Still young, but he came in on round one after me and pulled off one of the best saves I've seen in a long time.
Yep.
So he's definitely an upcoming star.
Yep.
Oh, right.
And Dan,
Excellent.
the under-18 keeper's been doing good things as well.
Dan, yeah.
Yep. And he's out there giving back to the club at goalkeeper training as well.
Yeah, he's with me. He's
Yep.
with me. He doesn't get paid or anything.
No.
He's there with me because he wants to be a coach, aspiring goalkeeper coach. So he just loves being there. So good on him.
Yep.
No, that's great.
Yep. And he gives it to the boys too. Just
Yeah.
from what I see. Yeah. Nice. So it's all good things are happening. So the recovery, and obviously we wish you all the best with your recovery. And,
Thank you.
Hopefully the operation goes well.
Yeah, thanks, man.
You sound like you're doing everything right in the lead up, getting those other muscles around the knees strong.
I've heard from people that have done their ACLs previously. They've told me just do the recovery right, do the the gym work before the actual operation, to get everything fit, have a good body. So it makes everything easier.
No, that's good, man.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, and you're looking like you're in tip-top shape too, so...
I think I'm actually fitter now than I was pre-season, definitely.
And that's a good thing.
So I'm definitely keen for the next season, my upcoming, the future. So
Yeah. Well, by then the clubhouse will be fully right to go. And that's exciting times out that part of the world. You've got the pitch, or the pitches, and the new clubhouse being built. So next season's shaping up to be a stellar year for
Vista, definitely.
for Vista, that's for sure.
Good to hear.
Yes, so that moves us on to the State League 2 competition. And going through last week's round of results, there was some interesting results, that's for sure. We'll start off with Modbury. We'll keep the Modbury theme going.
Why not, mate?
We predicted a very close game with Seaford and Modbury coming together, that both teams would have come into the game thinking they were going to get some points out of it. And Seaford came away 2-1. I was lucky enough to watch a lot of that game, and it was backwards and forwards. And like you said, there was a lot of great shots that were stopped. And it was a very exciting game. But unfortunately for Modbury, they went down by one goal. So that's another close game.
Yeah.
That could have been a draw. Even to get a point out of that game would have given the boys a lot of confidence. The game that struck out for me, or not struck out but stood out, was Vipers versus Pontian Eagles, which was 7-6.
It's a huge scoreline.
That is an amazing score.
That's massive.
That's nearly an AFL scoreline.
Yeah, 13 goals in a senior game is nearly unheard of.
Yeah.
And you normally say a 7-goal game thriller where it's 4-3 one way is an exciting game.
Yeah.
But a 13-goal thriller, that's taking things to a new level.
Unbelievable.
Gawler and Salisbury had a 1-1 draw, which was another tight contest there. Uni took the points over Cove, 3-1, which was a reasonably top-of-the-table clash. Both of those teams have been playing well. I guess the surprise result out of the weekend was that Northern Demons beat Noarlunga 1-0. Noarlunga have been playing quite well, and the Northern Demons are down the bottom of the table, and to get a victory there was unexpected, to say the least.
Good effort.
Yeah. And Mount Barker succumbed to Port Adelaide 5-1 or 1-5 at home, which would have been disappointing for them. Which moves us into this weekend coming up. And there's some games that are drawing some interest here as well. Port Adelaide versus Modbury is going to be an interesting game away.
It's going to be a battle, that one.
Yeah.
Definitely. I've heard a lot of banter, a lot of drama go before that game. So hopefully Vista come in with the 3 points, come in hard.
Yeah.
Because I know Pirates think they're going to come in and take the points easily, which is not going to happen. I know the boys are fired up for the game.
Yes.
So
yeah, it's definitely going to be an interesting watch for the spectators. So if you're around the Port Adelaide area, get down and watch that game, because that'll be a cracker.
Definitely.
Absolutely. Salisbury are taking on Uni, which is another one near the top of the table. So Port Adelaide are on top, University are sitting third, and Salisbury is second. So Salisbury versus University is second versus third. And the story for me for the season is Salisbury United, where last year they were down the bottom of the table, where this year they've got some awesome results and are doing really well. And Noarlunga are playing Cove, so Noarlunga will be looking to get back on the winners list. Cove have slipped down the table somewhat, but Noarlunga will be looking to get back on track there. Pontian Eagles versus Gawler Eagles, so it's a showdown of the Eagles with that game, and Pontian, and it's a middle of the table clash there, so that could go either way. That's going to be difficult to predict. The bottom of the table clash, Northern Demons versus Mount Barker. So, again, anything could happen there. Two teams looking to get points. And
the Demons with a good win.
Demons coming off a good win, absolutely. And Seaford versus Vipers should be another good game there too. And that rounds out the State League too. But have you got any news of how things have been going with that competition, Joey?
It's a pretty it's not an easy competition.
No.
Even if you're coming from MPL to State League 1, State League 2, anything can happen throughout the year. You need good consistency in every league. So, especially with Vista, I think they've got a good long-term goal.
Yeah.
Benny's brought in a lot of confidence into the club. So, anything can happen in this league, honestly. Yeah.
And especially with that result that we saw where Noarlunga went down last week. That was an unexpected result, but anything can happen. If you don't bring your A game, you should expect to get embarrassed.
Well, that's good. That's how leagues should be. Nice and tight. You're off your game, you lose the game.
Yeah.
Yep. So now we'll move into the 18s. So the table's a little bit topsy-turvy comparing the 18s to the seniors. But the match of the round for me is Modbury and Port Adelaide, 4th versus 5th. So the Port Adelaide versus Modbury day is going to be quite large. Two teams again that are quite similar on the table. Modbury beat Seaford last start, and Port beat Mount Barker by only one goal. So, the form coming into the game is good for both teams, and that should be a good game. Adelaide Uni up against Salisbury. Uni are near the top of the table. Salisbury middle of the table there as well. So Adelaide Uni should get the win there. And that is at Salisbury's home ground. Cove should beat Noarlunga. I've probably put a bit of a blowout with this game as a prediction. But my predictions haven't always been accurate. But we do like to have a crack. And Pontian, or the Eagles in the under-18s, I think there could be a draw here, 8th versus 7th. But same again, when the teams are similarly ranked near the bottom of the table, they should be looking to win, both teams there. And Mount Barker are taking on Northern Demons. Similar story. I think Mount Barker could get the job done there. And in the last game, Seaford are 2nd or 3rd, playing the Vipers, who are 11th, and they should put a few behind the goalkeeper there. 4-0, I think, might be an expectation there. Now, moving on to the Women's State League. We've got a few good games coming up, and the ladder at the moment looks like Modbury Vista are on top, and they're playing South Adelaide Panthers. And so that's 1st versus 3rd, and I might be slightly biased, but I've got Modbury Vista down as the match of the round again here too. Modbury.
I'm sure it's not just bias, Mick.
Not at all.
I'm sure it will be a great game.
It will be. But Modbury coming off a good 3-1 win over Flinders Girls, and South Adelaide had a 1-1 draw with the 5th place Jaguars. So they're competitive and are not going to roll over to the Modbury Girls. White City are playing West Torrens Bacala, 8th versus 2nd. So West Torrens should get the victory there. And when they've been playing White City, or you'd probably expect Bacala to look at boosting their goal difference with this game. And the Flinders Flames are playing Cove. I'm expecting Flinders, after having a hard game last week against Modbury, to play some good football against Cove. So, listeners, you might hear some industrial sounds in the background. We've got the cleaners in looking after the facilities here at Oz Sports Radio, and
sorry about the background noise.
no, it's all good. I thought we were going into static there for a second, but it's we're getting the cleaning done. Adelaide Jaguars and Modbury Jets are the last game of the weekend, and the Jaguars should beat the Jets there as well. Jaguars again coming off a tough game, and Modbury last week, what happened there? West Torrens McCulloch beat the Jets 8-0 last week.
Oh,
so,
wow.
The Jets will be looking to have a comeback this weekend.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. So the last little bit I've got in football is to go to a different competition.
Okay.
So we're going to introduce the Elizabeth and Districts Junior Soccer Association competition, but we're only going to look at the Colts Division 1. Otherwise, we'll be going through
they're massive competitions, aren't they?
Different leagues. So
and it's good that the competitions are so vast,
absolutely.
and there is so many kids that play footy.
Yep.
But I said footy as soccer then.
Yeah.
Mick, you're training me. You're doing well.
There you go. It will happen. I guess the story of the Division 1 competition in the under-18s, well, Colts in the Elizabeth and Districts competition is under-17s and under-18s combined together.
Okay.
So it's under-18s basically. And the Modbury Vista Blue team have been together for quite a number of years. And last week they played St. Augustine's. And the St. Augustine's team's been together for a number of years as well. So they've...
Bit of a rivalry.
They've had quite a good rivalry going over...
Oh, that's good.
Over a number of years.
Yeah.
And St. Augustine's are a quality team and have had the wood over Modbury.
Ah, okay.
So talking to some of the players, they were apprehensive but up for the competition.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And it was first versus second last week as well.
Wow.
So they were really anxious for the game, but really trained hard for it and got a victory. I think they won 3-1.
Oh,
so
great
puts
efforts.
Modbury Vista on top of the ladder in the Elizabeth and Districts Division 1 competition, and they're got a pretty good gap there now. So they're sitting on 21 points, and St. Augustine's in second on 16 points. So they've put a bit of a gap.
Yeah.
There, so
Bit of breathing space.
bit of breathing space as well.
Don't want to rest on your laurels, though.
No.
You can always come back and bite you.
Absolutely. Well, they will be coming up against Tea Tree Gully Rovers this weekend coming up, and there's a little bit of history there as well. So the Tea Tree Gully Rovers team is sitting fourth, but they've actually gotten a number of Modbury Vista players from last year's JPL team.
Okay.
So there's a little bit of rivalry there as well. So the Tea Tree Gully team is going to be up to get the points because this is the second round of competition.
Okay. So what happened in the first round? Do you remember?
Yeah, Tea Tree Gully lost 4-0.
Oh, okay.
I think it was 4-0 or 5-0,
They got a bit.
Something like
They
that.
got a big ground to make up.
Yeah, that was in round one.
Yeah.
So they mustn't have been ready for round one, or give them a bit of an excuse.
Yeah.
But, they'll be ready this week, I'm sure of it. But it's at
Should be a hard game.
Yeah, it was at. So that'll be at Tea Tree Gully this week, and so that'll be the match of the round coming up there as well. So obviously, I'll expect Modbury to get a win. So moving on to now we've got the poll question. Darren, Tangles, we're going to have a look at this.
No, keep going with the poll question.
Okay, so we'll go to the poll question. Sorry, I wrote this script and I'm not even sticking to it.
We expect this of Mick. It's all right. We will roll with the punches.
That's right.
We're doing the poll question. So what's it looking like at the moment? Much the same as last week?
Yep. So to bring us back onto the subject, the question out of the Hussey report was, should clubs merge to strengthen the district cricket competition?
Yeah. The SACA Premier Cricket competition, and yeah, there's a lot of what our poll is showing, the people who have answered it, is showing 70% of people think that clubs should be forced to merge. That's pretty hard words.
That is.
And
yeah. As a player, Joey, how would you see that if you were in a situation in the top grade competition and the association dictates to the clubs that you either merge or that's it?
It sounds harsh, but from their point of view, it will toughen up the competition. I think it could become a bit more professional that way, definitely. But then you look at the other side, would there be a lot of lost opportunity for the players that aren't up there enough to be able to fit in? Obviously, with the clubs merging, there's a lot more selection that needs to be done. But yeah, it could be something that we see soon. Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Yes, and I guess there's been a lot of movement and communication with the members of different clubs over this, what we're in a cricket off season.
Yeah.
So to give the listeners a little bit of background, there was a potential or a tabled proposal that Southern Districts and Adelaide were going to potentially merge. So they put it to the members. And I hadn't actually heard what the members of Adelaide had voted. Did you hear what they...
I think they were generally for it.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be quoted on the wrong answer there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was the Southern Districts.
The members said no there,
didn't they? Yeah, they definitely said no to the merger,
and
which, as we touched on last week, did appear as a bit of a takeover because Adelaide wanted to keep their name and their emblem, and there was a lot of takeover type things at the top, but I don't think it was actually a takeover.
Because I guess we've got a history in the competition where there was Elizabeth and Salisbury.
Yeah.
When their two clubs merged to become Northern Districts.
Yeah, correct.
And I guess you couldn't have a team that's already called, or a club that's already called Southern Districts, and then Adelaide merging, where you got two clubs to become what's already Southern Districts. So I'm not 100% across of what history Southern Districts had. Were they Christie's Beach and Aldinga?
No, they were just a brand new club.
That
was formed because of populations.
Yeah,
and there was a need for a southern club.
So I guess the story from the public, and thank you to everybody that have voted, 70%, which is pretty significant, I think.
It is.
Yeah. Whether or not anything happens, I guess we'll wait and see.
We will. We'll watch this space. I'm pretty sure the Premier Cricket competition is going ahead with their 13 clubs.
Yep.
There's been a bit of movement, coaches-wise and things like that I heard during the week. So that'll be interesting to see how clubs respond to that with new coaches and things. They can breathe a bit of fresh life into the competition as well. So, yeah.
So I guess now we can move on to the Rebel Sport Club Legend of the Year award. Yep. Take it away, Craig.
All right. So we're looking for all our listeners out there to nominate club legends. We had much uptake on a little bit. Just looking at Tangles there for a bit of feedback. We've had a little bit of interest. Anyone add anything to a club legend spot? You mentioned something before, Joey.
When I was at Blue Eagles, yes, Gino.
Yeah.
First team keeper. First team keeper since he was 15, 16, and kept that first team spot all the way until his late 30s. I don't know, 37, 38. I'm not sure the exact age. And I think that's an awesome achievement to get. No one was able to take his spot.
Yeah.
and he definitely went down a legend. And Blue Eagles saw it all.
Yeah.
Saw it all from a young age. So.
And I tell you, I also think the goalkeeper in a football team gives a team identity. Like you look at Adelaide United and you think Eugene Galekovic.
Yeah,
you know,
he's definitely a face there in Adelaide United straight away.
And he would have been the face of Blue Eagles there for a long time.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, everyone knew him. So you hear his name, everyone knew him. So he was definitely an awesome guy to be around as well. Funny, probably the funniest guy I've been around.
Have you got a Gino story for us? So I guess there's many different types of stories. There's the on-field stories.
The ones you don't want to say on air.
And then you can't say some stories, But then, you could have a story where, you're coming away from a game and you might have lost, but then a little kid's come along and he said, or something, and he might have done something inspirational that other people want to,
emulate.
Follow and emulate, absolutely.
Yeah, well, he was definitely a guy that you didn't want to mess with on the pitch. He was in control of his box. He was a guy where you went face to face with him, he would give it to you.
A hard man.
Like a hard man, and not necessarily I wouldn't want to say a big mouth, but like he'll give it to you whether you're on the stands or you're on the pitch. Yeah, okay. And to see him on the Federation post of, to me it was pretty funny because I see him personally. I used to see him personally every training session. Yeah. And I knew him as this one bloke, and to see him on the Federation posters of the respect, to me it was just funny. The respect posters and shaking the ref's hand, and it was
he always gave it to the refs, did he?
Oh, he definitely did give it to the refs. Not in a bad way, but he was a guy where like if he felt something. I felt of thinking something, he'd say it straight out. Yeah. And to me, when I saw him on that poster in the change room, I think everyone started laughing. It was pretty funny. Awesome guy, definitely.
Yeah, and they're the personalities that make club sport.
Yeah. He had a massive personality. He was an awesome, funny guy.
Absolutely, and that's what we're all about is getting around those legends, those personalities of the clubs. They can be on the field, they can be off the field. Like even the keeper, or I should say the guy that looks after the uniforms, or the guy that cleans up the club rooms after. He walks around with a broom.
Yeah. At Ironbank Footy Club, we've got one guy who's there every Saturday, first thing, and he's one of the last ones to leave. At the end, and he's always the guy cleaning up the change rooms. And that's Noel Morgan. Awesome human being. Yeah, and he'll be the first one there and setting up like the pads on the goalposts and just doing everything, opening the gate, making sure there's money on the gate, making sure the budgets are there, making sure the jumpers are clean, everything. He without Noel, that place would fall down. But he has had a few days off.
What?
He does have a few days off, and a few people step up and step into the shoes, and things never run as smoothly when Noel's not there. No.
And I guess you could say he's just seeing what life would be like and how well he runs the show.
Yeah. But he was still there this year. I haven't spent a lot at the club the last couple of years because I've had other parts of my life doing more things. So, I used to be there cooking the barbie and stuff, but not doing that this year or last year. And when I go back to the club and watch the games, he's still there. He's still the man that's there all day.
And even the help that the clubs get for barbecue duties.
Oh yeah,
helps significantly.
Without them, the club doesn't make money.
Yeah. Nope.
People that run the bar, things like that, they're awesome humans.
Absolutely. Righto. Now, so we can move into the amateur footy.
Oh, we'll go into the footy. All right. So last weekend it was basically a weekend off, all local footy. The Hills went to Karoonda to be hosted by the River Mullery Football League. The Hills won all 4 games, under 16s, under 18s, country and Div 1 in the 4 games during the day.
That says a lot about the strength of Hills.
Yeah. Awesome results for the Hills. The games got closer as the day went on, with the Div 1 leagues decided by 19 points in favour of the Hills. So I did say I'll go into the Amateur Footy League in a minute. So this week in the River Murray Football League, we might as well look at those games there. We've got Jervois playing Ramblers.
Yep.
Jervois should get the points there, second playing 5th. Manham versus Meningie, 4th versus 7th. Meningie have been really struggling this year, so Manham will be looking to get another win there. And the match of the round, this round will be Tailem Bend versus Imperials. It's 1st versus 3rd.
I was going to say, Taylor and Bend have been killing it, haven't they?
Yeah, they're sitting on top. Jervois are also only got 1 loss as well as Tailem Bend, but the Imperials are 6 and 3, so they'll be looking for a good showing against Tailem Bend. So good luck there. We'll move into the Hills now, who took the chocolates in the Interleague. We've got Harndorf still sitting way out in top. They are playing Blackwood this week, who are 3rd, and Blackwood might be one of the teams that could actually inflict some pain on Harndorf. So I would like to put the call out there. Go Blackwood. They had a good win last week, so got them up to 3rd, or the week before Interleague.
Yep.
Sorry, yeah.
They're there for the taking, aren't they?
Yeah, they had a massive game against Bridgie before the Interleague, and they smashed Bridgewater. So hopefully they can inflict some pain on Harndorf. And there's also a middle of the table clash, 4th versus 6th, Urala and Onkers, which will be a really good game as well. The other games, Lobie should take care of Mount Lofty. Mount Lofty boys will hate me saying that because it is their home game, but I'm pretty sure Lobie is 2nd and Mount Lofty have just got up to 8th, so Lobie should take care of them there. Achunga and Nan. Achunga are 7th and Nan are 10th. So Nan will be looking for another win. They've had 1 win. They're looking for another one. But the Achunga boys are going pretty well as well.
Anything could happen.
Yeah, and we got Mount Barker and Bridgie. Bridgie got smashed by Blackwood the week before Interleague, so they'll be looking to bounce back with a good win there. And Mount Barker are 2nd at bottom, so hopefully Bridgie can get the chocolates there. And then we've got the Country Division, or Division 2. Kersbrook sitting 2nd are playing Torrens Valley, who are down the bottom, so they'll inflict some pain on Torrens Valley, I'm sure.
Bit of a points difference game there.
Yeah, I think so. Bearwood play Mackie. Mackie had that massive win over Kersbrook the week before, so Mackie have got some impetus, but Bearwood they're equal. They're 6th and 7th, both on 3 wins. So that'll be a good game actually. And the match of the round I put, and I'm probably biased here, but Ironbank are playing Gummaraka at Ironbank. Gummaraka are 3rd. Ironbank have just crept up into 5th. Ironbank will really want to take the points off Gummaraka here, but they'll have to keep the Hannah boys quiet.
Yep.
Who ran amok in the game.
And there's
the last
no
round.
reason why we shouldn't be biased.
No, that's it.
Because
go you Thunderers.
Any club that wants to, get on board with the show, will get right behind you.
Yeah, for sure. And Kangi sitting top are playing Meadows, who are 4th. So, look, Meadows could cause an upset here. It is at home at Kangi. So after a week off, the Meadow boys will be looking forward to that game against Kangi, I'm sure.
Yep.
So, yeah, good game there too.
Anything could happen.
It could. Now, I have to make an apology here. The Amateur League, I thought, were playing last week. They didn't play either. So the games we looked at last week are still the same. So the match of the round, probably Tea Tree Gully, who have been playing above where they're sitting at 7th, are playing Paynham, who are 2nd. and it's a danger game for Payneham. They need to make sure they're on their game, or Tea Tree Gully will jump them, I think.
Gully's always come hard.
Yeah, that's it. So, yeah, no, it looks pretty even there. Goodwood play Brighton. Unley and Ross Trevor. PAC are playing Port Districts. PAC are up the top. Port Districts are 8. So,
goal difference game, you would assume.
And Uni are playing St. Peter's. St. Peter's are 5th. Uni are 9th. But there's only 2 games between them, so anything could happen there.
With those big gap games, when a top of the table team plays a lower ranked team down the bottom, you can't just take that for granted.
No, you can't.
Because the lower ranked teams come to play.
Yeah, correct.
And if they do, and the top ranked team gets complacent, then they could get embarrassed.
Yeah.
So as much as we say it could be a goal difference game, it could also be embarrassing for the top ranked team as well.
And with the bit of wet weather this week, I suppose you're going to get into a bit of wet weather footy, and the grounds will be a little bit softer, and the quick guys get a little bit slower.
But
the big guys don't get any shorter.
No. That's it too. So that wraps up the footy speak, and now we are lucky to bring in a new league. Oh yes, the Tamworth Baseball League are on the show.
Well done, Tangles, the baseball intro. Well done.
So I guess I played in the Tamworth Country Championships myself when I was a younger gentleman about 20 plus years ago, and remembered it very, very fondly for let's just say, the amount of education I received during that weekend. So every June long weekend, the Tamworth Baseball Association invites baseball clubs from around New South Wales to Tamworth for a big weekend of baseball.
Oh, okay.
And it's been going for nearly 50 years now. And so let me bring up some information. And so I played in 2, and I think during those 2 years, let's just say I aged about 10 years. We started playing.
It's a very social competition. Is that what you're trying to say, Mick?
Well, it's very hard competitive, but you get bias because you might have an NPL player playing with a 5th grader, or an Australian player playing with a B grader.
Right.
So there's a whole heap of different competitions.
Okay.
So Brad Smith is also a legend of the Outlaws Baseball Club up in Tamworth region, and he's a co-founder of that club, and he's been there for 10 years, and they've played in 9 out of the last 10 grand finals.
Oh wow!
Last year, just to give Brad a bit of a shout out, he pitched a 7-game no-hitter, a shutout.
Wow!
7 innings no-hit game for the grand final. So they won the grand final last year, which is pretty fantastic.
Basically on his shoulder,
On
I
his
would
shoulder.
say.
So, yep.
That's a huge effort.
7-inning shutout, so you can't really get any better than that.
No.
Tamworth held its 52nd June long weekend carnival, and there was about 800 players in that competition with 54 teams.
Wow,
in
massive weekend.
That's a huge weekend. Now, we drove up from the Central Coast, which is a few hours drive, and I think when I was playing there would have been about 20, 25 teams. So
so it's grown.
The competition's grown huge.
A lot of local sports have competitions over the June long weekend. I know the 8-Ball Association of South Australia runs a big carnival.
Yep.
Every June long weekend that my wife was sorry to see me go to on a few occasions. But we won't go there. Don't want to bring up those memories.
That's right, but in the Tamworth baseball competition, in the A grade, it's a unique competition in that there's only 3 teams in the A grade competition.
Okay.
You've got Armidale, the Cougars, and the Warriors. And Armidale and Cougars, actually, it's all a bit odd here. The points are a little bit funny, but it looks like Armidale is sitting on top. I'm sure Brad will tell me I'm wrong, which is fine. But they have a double header. One team has a double header every weekend.
Right.
So one team plays the other two teams.
Oh,
right?
wow, okay.
And then the next weekend it rotates around. So you might play 2 games this weekend, but only 1 game next weekend. In a 3-team competition, you would get to know each other quite well.
Oh, yeah.
In the B grade competition, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams. So it's similar, and there's a bye there, so they only play each other once. So this weekend coming up, you've got the Warriors playing the double header, and they've got the Cougars versus Armidale. Cougars and then Armidale coming up. So I hope they have got a good depth in their pitches, because they're going to need it with their double header this weekend. And the Warriors coming up next weekend. So good luck to all the baseball players in the Tamworth League.
Oh, well done, Mick.
Yeah,
That's good.
it's
Always good to introduce something different.
Yeah, and I've pretty much hacked my way through that.
You've done well, Mick.
Don't know about that.
You've kind of saved it.
Don't know about that.
I reckon there might have been a bit of grass on the ball there.
Just
and the
a bit.
fingers weren't quite underneath.
And a little bit of mud there, and I might have fingernailed a few seams and threw a really bad knuckleball.
Yeah, I think so.
Now, I've lost my place completely.
We're nearly at wrap-up time.
So, yeah.
Now, it would be au fait of us, a sporting show, not to talk about the big test match that's going on in England at the moment, England versus India in the women's cricket, and the controversy about them using a second-hand pitch to start the game.
Yeah.
That's just so much a kick to women's cricket.
Yeah.
I could not believe it when I read that.
Yep.
In the news feeds, that they were going to play on a second-hand wicket, like a wicket that's already been used.
Yep.
And yeah, there was some talk I was just looking on Twitter, which can be really, really bad sometimes, but I was looking through there, and basically they were saying that it had to be a middle pitch that they used, but really, they know the test match was going to happen.
Yep.
Months out.
Yep.
Like, this game has
which
been...
ground was it on?
You've got me. I did need to remember that. But it was, no, I haven't got it there.
Is it on a men's test pitch ground? I guess that's the bugbear I've had with the women's test matches, is that they haven't been played on the main pitches, the main grounds.
Yeah, no, I haven't got that information. Sorry, Mick.
Tangles is on it.
I just haven't got where it is.
But I think, with the amount of money that's been spent in developing the women's game, not just in cricket, but in football, in Aussie Rules, we want to build the women's game as much as possible.
And, mate, the difference in the women's game that I've seen, umpiring the WNCL and the WBBL for like 6 odd years, I could see the change in the women's game when it became more professional.
Yeah.
When they started training every day, not having to do... Well, they still have to work outside of cricket, but some of the girls don't. But, like, the difference in the amount that they could train and some money being injected into the women's game, the difference in the quality of the cricket is just phenomenal. Yep. And yeah, hats off to the girls. The game is going ahead leaps and bounds. A couple of the girls that are playing in the tournament, in the test match at the moment.
That's at Bristol.
Yeah, at Bristol. Yeah. Sorry. I knew it was on the tip of my tongue, but I couldn't remember. Like, one of the fan favourites over here, Tammy Beaumont, she played for the Strikers for a little while. She made 66, so well done, Tammy.
Well done, Tammy.
Heather Knight, agonisingly short of a century at 95. Yeah. And
she's the captain, isn't she?
Yeah, she is. So, and Nat Skivers played over here as well, Catherine Brunt. So there's a number of girls in the England side that have played over here during the WBBL, and 2 debutantes for India doing the damage with the ball, 2 debutante spinners, Rana and Sharma. Yeah, 3 wickets and 2 wickets, respectively. And yeah, I just thought we should talk about the women's game, because it's growing all the time.
Absolutely, and the fact that they copped a second-hand pitch is pretty poor form.
I couldn't believe that happened.
Yeah.
So
considering they bring the boundaries in, right? So the middle pitch doesn't necessarily have
Yeah,
to
yeah.
be the spot on middle pitch. You can go a
Yeah.
pitch out to the side.
I think they were maybe looking at television and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but
okay.
Yeah, I don't know the real reasons, and I'd love for people to give us feedback on the Facebook page, so
Yeah.
to
I'm a
put
no
some
deal.
clarity around there.
I'm a no deal on the second-hand pitch.
Yeah, correct. I mean, the women cop it in Premier Cricket.
Yep.
They get the pitch that's left over from Saturday.
Yep.
Sometimes it's not remarked.
Yep.
Things like that. So,
Well-
like at this level, at international level,
Yeah.
and they get a second-hand wicket, I just
Yeah.
could not believe it.
So was that pitch after a one-dayer? Or
I-
was that
I
after
think
a
it was,
first-class game?
yeah.
So that was effectively a day 2 pitch when they started,
Yeah,
right?
basically,
so
yeah.
a day 2 pitch, you've lost moisture.
Yeah.
So the bowling unit,
Well,
you've
already
with the toss,
spinners are taking the wickets
Yeah.
on the first day
yeah,
of the Test
so
match.
there's part of the story.
So,
You know, you lose that green seam advantage by having a new ball on a new pitch.
yeah, correct.
You know, especially for a Test match, it's actually, the more I think about it, the more I'm getting heated up. You know, and it's
But-
England versus India.
Anyway, yeah, that's it.
Come on.
That's it. And leading into the World Test Championship coming up,
Yep.
yeah, New Zealand and India are in at Lords.
I
That'll
wonder
be,
if that'll be a second day
Oh,
pitch.
I bet you it's not. Yeah, but anyway, look,
All right.
Mick,
I
it's
reckon
probably
we're
time for a
cooked.
wrap up. I
Yep.
reckon we're done.
No worries. Well, I guess first of all, we'd like to thank Joey Shyti for coming in.
No worries. Thanks for having me.
No, thank you
Appreciate
for coming in and staying around for the whole show. It's
Yeah,
been
well done, Joey.
Fantastic.
Great
Thanks for
effort,
that.
mate.
Nah, no worries. Thanks, guys.
Thanks to Tangles for all untangling the web that is the setup for the show. Thank you, Thommo.
Thanks, Shepp.
Thanks to Viva Teamwear, the teamwear that is the most comfortable, where it gets on big gentlemen like me, so it has to be comfortable. Thanks everyone for listening in. Next week we've got a big show. I think we might keep it a little bit under wraps on promoting what's on next week's show, so
We
that
will.
everybody will have to keep an eye on the Facebook page.
Keep an eye on the social media posts and see who
Yep.
our guest will be next week.
Yep, so keep your nominations for the Club Legend of the Year coming
Yeah,
in.
and please, if you're out there listening and you know that there is a club legend around your club, please nominate them.
Because we've got a decent little catch from Rebel Sport. So Rebel Sport are sponsoring that
Yeah.
prize. So thank you to Rebel Sport. And obviously...
And a trophy as well,
And a
Tangles
trophy.
says.
Wow.
Wow.
So, yeah, well
Look
done,
out.
Tangles, on organising that. And, yeah, if you've got any contributions that you want to make, let us know on the Facebook page. You can comment as well. You can like it and all the rest of it. Good stuff that happens on social
And
media.
we'll bring it up next week.
Yep, no worries. Thanks, everybody, for listening in, and we'll see you all next week.